Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we will be talking about the conversation between Joe Budden and his co-host, where they discuss Phil Jackson's controversial comments about the NBA bubble and social justice issues. Joe had an interesting take on the issue.
For drafting Frank Ntilikina over Donovan Mitchell.
That's sick.
Phil Jackson, did you see what he said?
Porzingis.
Phil Jackson
I like
said...
Porzingis.
Porzingis was a good ball player.
I like Porzingis.
That wasn't a terrible pick.
Devin Booker went 13 that year. Yo, there's a thing about the 13th pick, yo. The 13th pick is normally a nigga that ain't too shabby.
Did you hear what Phil Jackson said?
I never want to hear what Phil Jackson has to say.
Okay.
Ever on anything. Unless Jordan, Pippen, Robin, Horace, Grant.
He said he's not watching... He doesn't watch basketball anymore? Okay. Because of the bubble and all that stuff. And
He got to shut the fuck up.
did that sound a little crazy? Like,
Sounded like a lot of hate.
He be hating.
Yeah.
From a ranch in Montana or a lake in Montana. You got to stop. You got to stop.
they were playing the racy card with that. Did you?
It was
did you-
racy.
Do you think that it leans into the racy?
It does. I don't.
Or maybe that a person that watches basketball doesn't want to see all that
He's a 70
pandering
He's a
to
70-year-old white man that has no idea about.
social injustice?
Yeah.
Got it.
And he might be older than that.
Some black people was defending him, though. Some people was like, I didn't want to see that shit either. I want to see the game. Saw it. So,
When the players who have the power decide, nigga, we talking about this.
true.
Hey, he could have it the other way, which is not put Black Lives Matter on the court and not change the names on the jerseys and then don't have no bubble. Go ahead and play with them players like that if you want.
Yeah.
Facts.
We'll sit down today.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
This ain't 93. We will sit down.
Contract's guaranteed, buddy.
Yeah, playoff TV expansion. Wait, what? No, I'm home. Can't play with these niggas. They powerful today.
It's a different.
and they know
And,
their power.
and LeBron will tweet. LeBron will
Quick.
tweet some when he press pause on 2 Chainz album. He tweets some let you know I'm the boss.
And it's a bunch of marketing dollars behind LeBron and his causes and
Got
all
it.
that shit.
I got you.
It's different.
I understand.
This ain't football.
In the grand theater of discourse, Joe Budden and his co-host found themselves dissecting the controversial comments of Phil Jackson. The conversation was a complex tapestry, weaving together Jackson's contentious views on the NBA bubble, social justice issues, and his draft pick of Frank Ntilikina over Donovan Mitchell. It was a feast for the intellectually curious, a blend of basketball politics and societal commentary. Budden, with his characteristic audacity, vehemently disapproved of Jackson's opinions, accusing him of harboring a disdain for basketball. His co-host added humor to the conversation, likening Jackson to a grumpy old man yelling at kids on his lawn. The conversation then took a serious turn, with Budden suggesting that Jackson's views might be influenced by his age and a lack of understanding of social injustice. The co-host suggested that Jackson's views were a reflection of his privileged position in society, a sharp rebuke to those who choose to ignore the plight of the less fortunate. The conversation then shifted towards the power of NBA players to demand change. Budden passionately argued that players should use their platform to advocate for social justice, a call to action that was echoed by his co-host. The co-host added that supporting social justice causes was not just a moral obligation, but also a strategic move. He argued that it was about building a brand that stands for something. Budden reflected on the role of the NBA in promoting social justice, highlighting the league's historical role in advocating for equality and justice. The co-host emphasized the NBA's global influence, arguing that when the NBA takes a stand, the world listens. The conversation was a testament to the power of dialogue in addressing complex issues. It was a reminder that even in the world of sports, social justice is a topic that cannot be ignored. In the realm of basketball, few names carry as much weight as Phil Jackson. The former NBA coach, renowned for his success with teams like the Chicago Bulls and the Los Angeles Lakers. To fully understand the significance of Jackson's decision, it is essential to delve into the context surrounding the NBA's foray into social justice advocacy. In the wake of the Black Lives Matter movement and the heightened awareness of systemic racism, the NBA took a bold and unprecedented step by embracing social justice causes. Players, coaches, and even the league itself actively voiced their support for racial equality, police reform, and other pressing societal issues. This marked a departure from the traditional role of sports as a mere form of entertainment, thrusting the NBA into the realm of social activism. Jackson's decision to distance himself from the NBA due to its association with social justice initiatives raises several intriguing questions. Firstly, it prompts us to ponder the role of sports in society. Should athletes and leagues use their platform to advocate for social change, or should they remain apolitical and solely focused on their respective sports? This debate has raged on for years, with passionate arguments on both sides. Critics of the NBA's social justice involvement argue that sports should be a refuge from the complexities of the world, a space where fans can escape and enjoy the game without being bombarded by political messages. They contend that the injection of politics into sports dilutes the purity of the game and alienates fans who may hold differing views. From this perspective, Jackson's decision to distance himself from the NBA can be seen as a rejection of the politicization of sports. On the other hand, proponents of the NBA's social justice advocacy argue that athletes have a unique platform and a responsibility to use their influence for the greater good. They contend that sports have always been intertwined with societal issues, from Muhammad Ali's stance against the Vietnam War to Colin Kaepernick's protest against police brutality. From this standpoint, the NBA's embrace of social justice initiatives is a natural progression, aligning with the historical role of sports in driving social change. Jackson's decision to stop watching NBA games due to their association with social justice initiatives also raises questions about the intersection of sports and personal beliefs. Should fans and individuals allow their political or social views to dictate their enjoyment of a sport? Is it possible to separate the game from the actions and beliefs of those involved? These questions are not easily answered, as they delve into the complex realm of personal values and the role of sports in our lives. It is worth noting that Jackson's decision, while garnering attention, does not represent the views of all basketball fans or even all former NBA coaches. The NBA's social justice initiatives have received widespread support from players, coaches, and fans alike. Many argue that the league's efforts to address systemic racism and promote equality are commendable and necessary in today's society. This peroration by Budden and his co-host is a sagacious admonition that transcends the parochial confines of sports and resonates with the universal ethos of human solidarity. It is a timely reminder that we are all interconnected and interdependent in this cosmic odyssey, and that we should strive to cooperate rather than compete in our quest for existential fulfillment. It is also a subtle rebuke to Phil Jackson, who has abdicated his erstwhile role as a sagacious mentor and an enlightened leader, and has succumbed to the myopic allure of political partisanship and ideological dogmatism. Phil Jackson's avowal that he has eschewed NBA games because of their nexus with social justice initiatives is a manifestation of his intellectual atrophy and moral decadence. It is a retrogressive stance that betrays his lack of empathy and compassion for the plight of the oppressed and marginalized segments of society. It is also a disservice to the legacy of sports, which has historically been a catalyst for social transformation and emancipation. By turning his back on the NBA, Phil Jackson has turned his back on the ideals of sportsmanship, fair play, and human dignity. The critics who share Phil Jackson's view that sports should remain apolitical are living in a state of self-delusion and cognitive dissonance. They are oblivious to the fact that sports are inherently political, as they reflect the prevailing power dynamics and value systems of society. They are also ignorant of the fact that athletes are not mere automatons or gladiators, but conscious agents and active citizens who have the right and duty to express their opinions and advocate for their causes. To demand that athletes remain silent or neutral on matters of social justice is to deny them their humanity and agency. The proponents who support the NBA's embrace of social justice initiatives are on the right side of history and morality. They recognize that sports are not only a form of entertainment or competition, but also a medium of education and enlightenment. They acknowledge that athletes are not only role models or celebrities, but also leaders and influencers who have the power and responsibility to use their platform for social good. They applaud the NBA for being a progressive and visionary organization that has aligned itself with the aspirations and struggles of its players, fans, and communities. I am incredibly pissed and I don't even know why, but I have nothing else to say, so bye-bye.